Hello everyone, welcome back to Skewb Breakdowns. Oskar Hanuszkiewicz got a 1.54 average, so huge congrats, and I'm gonna break it down now. So here's the first scramble, and we can see that red looks pretty good, and nothing else really looks good. So to one look red, you can either just trace it since it's a 4-move layer, or you can see that there is a pretty neat pattern here. So basically this corner right here will stay, and this corner will do the first move of the layer and end up over here. So it will be a peanut. And then for the centers, it's basically like a sledge from here. So this and this will swap, and these two will swap. And yeah, then you see that it will be a peanut plus swirl perm. And Oskar does the first move of the NS before rotating. I don't know if that's really worth it. I would just rotate and then do the NS from there. But yeah, he ended up with a 1.61 on that one. So this is the second scramble, and we can see that there are a lot of good layer solutions here. For example, there's red, which is a 4-move layer to this case, which is pretty good. There is also yellow, which is also a 4-move layer to this pretty bad case. And there is also blue, also 4-move layer, which is just leads to the same bad case. But Oskar ends up doing the orange layer, so I can show you how to one-look that. So basically, you just trace this corner first, just solve that in one move, like that. Then this, you can either trace one more move to a sledge pattern, where this corner stays, these two swap, and these two swap. Or I just like to use this pattern, where this corner stays, and this corner goes up here. And then it's basically just a U-perm, so this goes over here, and then this goes here, and this goes here. So if you one like that, you can see that it will become a peanut plus X-perm, which is just a sledge cancel. So that's a really fast solution, and Oskar gets a 1.45 on that. Alright, so this is the third scramble, and there's one layer that really stands out here, which is green, 3-move layer. And the way to one-look this is, well, you basically do one move to a basic insert. So this center, like if you just one-look to the basic insert, this center will go over here, and this will go over here, and this will go over here. The rest will stay, and this corner stays. This corner goes over here. You can also see it as this corner going over here, whichever one you choose. And also regarding the centers, if you see this case, you can also just see that like the centers will move like a sledge, basically. These two will swap, and these two will swap. But then for the corners, you probably want to just one-look the one move to a basic insert. And then usually I would do this like just an R2 prime basic insert like that. However, we end up with this, and this isn't really a good angle to start with. So Oskar does sort of picks it like this sort of, he picks it like this, does that move, and then like that, where he sort of ends up in a better angle. And in fact, the last move cancels into an alg, which I don't use myself. But the alg goes like this, and it'll have the first cancelled move written out as well, but it goes like that, and then like that and that. I don't know the exact finger tricks, but something like that. And they got the 1.55 on that. And this is the fourth scramble, And here we can see that the only like really good layer is blue, because it's a 3-move layer, and like the only other sort of alternative, I guess, would be, right, I guess maybe like green or yellow, but those are a lot more moves. So blue is a good layer here, and yeah, it's the same one look case as the previous scramble. So it's basically like a basic insert with an R2 prime to this case. But you can see that you end up over here, and the alg starts over here. So what Oskar does is he starts this, and then with the second move, he rotates up here along with the move, and then finishes it off like that. So he's in position for this alg, and he gets a 1.30. And then for the 5th scramble, there is no video of it, or at least Oskar didn't upload it himself, and it's the worst time of this the average anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip that.